space.
Not a problem.
Yes, as we indicated, right, that we're doing this for the benefit of everyone, especially the children as well as the parents at home who have to give advice on careers. So we're doing aviation today. Can you take us through your college? Let's first deal with you. Who are you? What have you done? How are you involved in this space?
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to give you some more information on the industry and how people can become pilots and pursue that as their aviation career and one day fly the big airplanes in the sky like everyone dreams to do.
Wow.
So I'm JP now. I'm the Group General Manager for the Lusaga Group of Companies. So that consists of the flying school, pilot shop. We've got one pilot shop here at Wollongong Airport, another pilot shop at Rand Airport as well. And then we also do aircraft sales, so people can buy aircraft from us, and if people want to sell their aircraft, they come to us. And
You're also selling aircraft?
We're also selling aircraft.
Wow!
Yes.
That's exciting. Okay.
It's part of the company, so we look to cover all the aspects of aviation. And then we've got some hang reach, so people can hang in the aircraft with us. Later on, I'll show you that as well. You can go through that. But basically, what it comes down to is I'm the general manager. I look after everything. The appointment of the instructors. I check that all the students are fine.
Wow.
And just the daily runnings of the business.
Wow. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that very comprehensive brief. Take us through now as to the training of the pilots. You said you're training the pilots. Take us through from the end requirements as a child who is sitting at home, want to be a pilot, where do I start? Which subject should I take in school? Which level should I get? Should I finish matric or should I end at grade 7? Those kind of utilities. Then come to the college as to when you are here, how long does it take? How much does it cost? The whole process, right from the beginning to the end.
Perfect. I'll get to that.
Sure.
So, you're in school. We don't necessarily require specific subjects. So you don't come to me with your matric certificate and then I'll tell you, no, you didn't take the right subjects.
Yes.
You don't need specific subjects. But certain subjects will help you in the process of becoming a pilot. It will make the training course easier. So definitely some form of maths, normal maths literacy is also fine. You don't just need normal maths. You can have any maths. Definitely English, because all the training is done in English and the tests are written in English as well. So generally we suggest that your English mark is quite good. And otherwise we generally send. So we do get some foreign students who struggle with English. Normally we send them for some English lessons then as well, because it's very important, because the whole aviation industry is based on English. Whether you fly local in South Africa, or you fly in Europe, in America, everything is based English.
Wow.
So that is very important. Your English, that's actually one of the most important things. To be able to read and write and speak English well.
Wow. You've heard, guys. The English, very most important. English. Wow, that's good. Okay. Take us through the next phase.
So then you don't have to have matric to start with your aviation career. But I'll definitely say, I'll never say you must stop at grade 8 or grade 7 and then become. I would say finish school. But you can already start when you are 15 years old. With your initial training to become a pilot. So you need to be 16 years old to do your first solo, is what we call it. So before that you can do briefings and you can learn about flying, and then when you're 16 you can officially start your training. So then you can start flying and you can start writing your exam. So I would say 16 is the perfect is the earliest you should start with your aviation career, and then there's no limit to how old you are. A very important thing as well that I must mention is if you start with your pilot training, you need to get a medical certificate from an aviation doctor. So you need to be medically fit. There's class 2 medical certificates, class 1 medical certificates as you go through your training.
Okay.
And as long as your medical certificate is valid, you can fly. So that's why it's very important to be fit and healthy to keep your medical certificate. Because you need to do it either every 2 years, or if you're a commercial pilot, every year you must go to the doctor and they do a full evaluation of your fitness and such.
That's good. Wow. This is very, very, very much exciting, right? This is a very groundbreaking information. Okay. Now, they came, they started and all that. You talked about commercial pilot. Is there other?
So first, you first start. So the very first step is called the private pilot's license.
Oh, okay.
So that's the first step.
Yes.
Generally, you'll see if people walk around, they've got 2 bars, the stuff on their shoulders. If they've got 2 stripes on their shoulders,
yes,
that means they are private pilot.
Okay.
So the first step is the private pilot's license.
All right.
So that's when you start to initially learn how to fly. You write some subjects.
Yes.
The pass rate for subjects in aviation is 75%.
Wow, distinction. Okay.
Anything below 75 is not a pass. So you must really study hard when you study for your subjects.
Which is good.
And you need to have 75 to pass.
Wow, guys, did you hear that? It's not 30%. It's not 50%. It's 75 distinction. Nothing less than that. Okay, thank you.
Definitely. So then the first phase of training is basically you're learning how the plane works.
Okay.
So you'll go up with the instructor, he'll teach you about how the plane flies, using the controls, how the engine works, and such, and he teaches you all that so you can start learning how to fly.
Yes.
With that, you also, on the theory side, you go to ground school.
Okay.
So here at Xavier Flight School,
yes,
we offer our ground schools over weekends,
okay,
so that you can train in the week and brief with your instructor, and then on weekends we offer a ground school class which we go through all the subjects.
Okay.
And then so that you can write the subjects in the week.
Oh, that's good. Wow.
And after that, then you start to learn how to land.
Oh.
So you first go in the flying, and then you learn how to land. And then when you're satisfactory, the instructor will call what we send. Will send you solo.
Oh.
So
Solo meaning you're flying alone.
You fly to that. So it's always a big thing when a student goes solo for the first time. So the instructor goes up. They go and see if he can remember everything and do everything that they needed to learn on how to fly alone. And then in the end, he does one last landing with the student.
Okay.
They come back. And the instructor gets out of the plane, and then we all wave at the student and say, "Good luck with your first flight."
Wow!
So then they go, and then they do what they call their first solo flight,
yes,
which is a very big achievement.
Yes.
That is in aviation. That's probably the hardest part. But that's not the first time that you're flying alone with no one helping you. So that happens between 15 and 25 hours of flying.
Okay.
So it's not even a lot of flying. And then if you go solo, you get your solo bars, which is 1 strike.
Okay.
So on the shoulder, you get 1 strike.
Yes.
And then from there, the instructor flies with you, and then we do advanced flying, all the advanced maneuvers.
Okay.
And from there,
yes,
we go on to navigation flying.
Okay.
So then the instructor will teach you how to do chart work, to read the map, and how to calculate how you're going to fly on a map. And then they do what we call a dual navigation flight. So the instructor goes with you on your navigation flight. And if that is found satisfactory, then you go on your first solo navigation flight.
Wow! Wow! Well, this is exciting, right?
That's very exciting, but the students are always so stressed because now with the solo flight, they just close by at the airport.
Okay.
But with the navigation flight, then you fly a full navigation flight. So you fly from here, you fly to Brits, Pilansburg, and they're all by yourself, and no GPS. You use the card, the chart,
wow,
and you calculate the wind, and then you come back.
Wow. Yeah.
So that's quite. And then after that, you do a few more flights with your instructor,
Yes.
and then you test for your private pilot's license.
All right. Okay.
And then that is your private pilot's license, and then you have that. But with your private pilot's license,
yes,
you may not earn a living. People may not pay you money
to
fly for them. So that's why it's called a private pilot's license. It's just for yourself. You can buy your own plane, or if you have a plane, you can fly it yourself. You can fly your plane around, but you may not get paid. So what the law says, you may not receive remuneration. For flying.
Oh, it's not remunerated. Okay.
So lots of people do that because they're not interested in necessarily doing flying as a job. They're just using it for themselves to go for there's lots of businessmen that fly themselves to meetings. So they fly from Bokwani to Victoria, Victoria, Bloemfontein, and they don't have to drive. They've got their own planes. So it's a business decision to save time. They fly themselves around. So then you just get a private pilot's license.
Okay.
From there,
yes,
we do with what we call the night rating.
Night rating.
The night rating.
Okay.
So if you've got your private pilot's license, you still may not fly at night.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So night in the law is classified as 15 minutes before sunrise to 15 minutes after sunset.
Okay.
So you may not fly if you don't have a night rating. Then we do your night rating. It consists of 10 hours of flying with the instructor. Okay. Once again, you go do some maneuvers in what we call the general flying area at night. Okay. You do some landings at night, and you do a navigation flight at night. At night. Okay. Also using only the chart, no GPS. Yeah. Okay. At night, and then you come back and you've got your night rating. So now you can fly. You've got your private pilot's license. Yes. You've got your night rating. Yes. Now you can fly, and you can fly at night safely. Then comes the commercial pilot's license.
Oh, the commercial is the one that you use now to fly Mango, SAA, British Airways.
So that is correct. Yes. So basically, what the commercial license states is now you can, once you get your commercial pilot's license, you may now get paid to do it as a job.
Oh, all right. Wow.
So there's two types of commercial licenses. We call the one the VFR license, and the other one is the IFR, instrument flight training. So VFR meaning, so you can have a commercial pilot's license, but you may not fly. To put it simply, you may not fly in bad weather.
Oh, okay.
The visual flight rules. That's what we call. So you must be able to see what's going on outside. Okay. Where IFR, instrument flight rules. So that's when you use the plane's instruments. So when you can fly in bad weather, because you can't see outside, so you must only use the instruments of the plane to fly.
Now it makes sense. One time we were flying from Durban, and we approached a very thick, dark cloud. Yes. And the flight zoomed in. And I was worried just to, hey, these guys, how do they see the road?
They don't see nothing. They just use the information on the instruments of the plane. And that's called IFR flying.
Wow. Guys at home, do you see how important it is to watch this episode? Because we're bringing exactly very, very rich content. All right, then you get that. Now you get employed. Now take us through other aspects of aviation, which is technical. What careers are in technical? Like for instance, what is a person talk about? What is this aircraft mechanic and what? So those type of things.
So there's the flying aspect, which we've now of course discussed.
Yes.
Then there's even, if you don't want to be a pilot, you can be an air hostess as well. So that's another part of it.
Oh, that one. Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
What you want to have? Okay.
But that's just the easy part of it. People always misunderstand the importance of the air hostess. If there's an emergency ever, then they are the ones that make sure everything is plane goes well and the passengers are well looked after. As much as they serve you your drinks and food, they're actually very important in ensuring your safety.
Yes.
So that's the air hostess part. Then what you mentioned is the aircraft mechanic. So what we call them, the aviation term, is an AMO, Aircraft Maintenance Organization.
Okay.
So those are the people that look after our aircraft.
Mm.
So you can pursue that as well. So then you're servicing the engines. You're looking, because remember, the aircraft is not like a car. As much as a car goes for a service, an aircraft it looks after. So you've got your 50-hour check. So every 50 hours that the plane flies, it needs to have a check, and every 100 hours it needs to have another check. So there's lots of checks that need to be done to ensure the safety of the aircraft. And that's why aircraft are actually so safe. That's why they say aviation is so safe. Because there's so many regulations to ensure safety and protocols are followed.
Wow.
So you've got the AMO part of it. And then you can also, on airports, there's ground control staff.
Yes.
So those are the ones that fuel the aircraft. The ones that park the aircraft, like the marshals, the marshalling,
yes.
The ones that handle the baggage.
Yes.
That's still part of aviation, and you need certain aviation ratings to do it that you can investigate at the South African Civil Aviation Authority. So the SACAA is the body that regulates aviation in South Africa.
Okay.
And everything that compromises of aviation.
All right.
So all of us, we report to them.
Okay.
And then you get the ATC, air traffic controllers. Those are the people that sit in the tower and control all the aircraft.
Right, the one that they allow you to land. They would say, no, delay a bit, or all that.
Definitely.
Okay, so you also train all those categories here?
We don't train them, so there is not. So each of that is a specialized field. So we do flight training. So we train pilots.
Okay.
Then you get companies that only train air hostesses. And then you get companies that only train. So you must decide in which area you want to specialize.
Okay, that's good.
So if you've got a passion for aviation, it's a very broad.
Yes.
You must decide, do I want to fly?
Okay.
Maybe the flying is not for you. No, I want to be an air hostess or an air host. No, I don't want to be in the plane. I want to look after the plane. So I want to fix the plane, or I want to control the plane. So there's lots of different organizations that you can investigate.
Wow, that's good. Wow, this was very exciting. The last part of it. Let's talk of the employment now. As to, we have internships, learnerships, and all that. Let's say I'm at home, my son wants to be a pilot, but unfortunately my economic status does not allow me. So are there any bursaries, learnerships, internships to those that have finished,
So currently in South Africa,
yes,
you can either apply through the Civil Aviation Authority. They give out some bursaries. So you can go through them.
Okay.
And there's another company called TITA, T-E-T-A.
Okay.
They also, you can apply through them. They also give out bursaries. There's not a lot of people that give out bursaries, but also you can get a student loan. So as this is actual studying direction, like you get a loan to go and study in university, the bank will also give you can do a student loan to fly as well. Wow. Thank you so much. Not a problem.
For this segment.
You
promised us to take us through.
I'm going to take you through.
Let's zoom into that now.
Perfect.
Thank you so much. Guys, as we are at this airport, Wonderful Airport, there is a lot of good information that is coming out here, right? We've heard about the entry requirements as to when can I join. So I need to have matric. I need to make sure that my English is very good. But don't worry, we're gonna provide more details as the video goes on. As again, we've heard about the trainings of the pilots, right? Two types of qualifications: the private as well as commercial, the one that can be able now to fly the big flights and all that. We also heard about other streams, right, of work, of careers that are in the aviation space, like for instance the air hostess or air host. We've heard about the, air control. Yes, air control. And we also heard about the technical side, the one that maintains the aircraft and all that. It's a very, very, very rich content. Parents, here is the plug for your children to make good choices. Children, here is the plug to take the.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine.